The way Israel got its name, there was a movement happening at the time in churches. Is Raphael real? Is Raphael real? Is Raphael real? And it was the English code, the English American code, the American military code to create Israel. Is Raphael real? Like, can it be? Is Raphael real? And is Raphael real? Like, you're in church and it's just like no one knew. And that was how Isreal got its name. Is Raphael. There were a lot of things that happened in the Holocaust. pH experiments, blood extractions, skin and all kinds of dismemberment of the Jewish people. And Raphael. Is Raphael real? That is how Israel became Israel. From a loving, really kind place. And then that pH. Is Raphael real? Somebody overheard it. Somebody overheard it. And they came in. Undercover. Whether it was through a rape child or like just in general of how people were made and got transported back to Israel. The Israeli people learned a lot of bad habits. A lot of bad habits. A lot of bad habits from the Nazis. And over time, the Davidsons and a lot of other people who helped make America and Israel got bombarded. We got extremely bombarded. Just bombarded. Bombarded by red hats. All of us. But in the spelling of Raphael, A-E, it was supposed to be so that way you could decipher if A-E-I-O-U, the English language, and try to get back on track. The whole thing is in code to try to fix Nazi experiments. And when the Nazis got back into Israel, they started doing it on the Palestinian people and extracting pH, doing science experiments on the Palestinian people underground. And what they did is they used that for medicine, and they gave it back to the Israeli people and the military. But what that did to people was make them feel like, I do not want to be around these people. What is this? I don't understand what this is. Who are these people? Why do I feel like they're an enemy? And it was designed like that. That whole thing was designed like that. The tunnels and everything were designed, redesigned like that to try to control the Jewish people further. And a lot of those Hamas tunnels were manipulated people from a long series of 80 years of Nazism and Zionism. It was made up And not only made up, I don't think it was made up. I think the dominator are the people who were affected by the Nazis, but that's how they learned to stay in control. So that's how they formed their military. But they lost contact with the Davidson line. But here's what happened. At the time when they were extracting the Palestinians and putting it into the Israel Jewish people, or the Zionists, it created just a whole cluster, F-U-C-K, of what is over there? What is over there? What is over there? So you had a lot of hospitals that were experiments, underground Palestinian people being extracted with the pH into the Israelis, and nobody knew. And here's what Iran did. Iran tried to streamline it, to try to somehow make it work so that way it wouldn't affect everybody. But COVID came, and all of the mRNA and all of the experiments of the science over time, just what the fuck happened to us? What happened to them? What's going on? But when, like I said before, like when the Israeli Zionists and the Jewish people were given medicine or given sounds or given things, they were all based on the Palestinians. So it made them feel like these Palestinians are evil. We hate them. Because you want to escape the Nazism in Israel. So the evil people are not the Palestinians, and it's not the Iranians. But there was a big miscommunication. But Isreal, the name, was formed to be able to be spoken about in English, because that's the business language. Now, they might have gotten infiltrated by Nazis. This is just a kind of a loose interpretation. But this is what happened. This is what happened. And that's why everybody got into this crazy war. And it, it's just, it's Isreal. This is a real. This is a real. This is a real. I don't know. That's the best. That's a good impression. That's a good influence on a tone. I don't know. But I do know that this is what happened, because I am a victim of Nazis affecting Palestinians, and a victim of Nazis circling and affecting the Davidsons, who American made for a safety place in Israel. And a lot of my family history is just charitable and forming governments. It's not to control Israel, and it's not to control the Palestinians. This is just how this happened, and this is what was going on underneath of those tunnels. But the civilians, they were largely unaffected, but there was just this like mental mind trap of reminders, and everybody just wanted to kill everybody. But they're Jewish too. They're Jewish too. Halal, Allah, Shalom. They're Jewish too, and it is a really long lost knowledge to bring to the table here. But the code word is Raphael Real. They're at the barbershop. Hey, is Raphael Real? They're at the church. Is Raphael Real? And that's how we built Israel. It was for that purpose, and it was co-signed by the Palestinians. And the way that those experiments were, they thought they were profitable, but they weren't. They weren't. And there was no reason to kill everybody, though. I think the war needs to close.